Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. And before we get started, I think you can tell by the title, Misha, you gotta get in the couch. Let's start there. You gotta get up on the couch. As you can tell from the title, we are doing a review on the Jaclyn Hill palette. And before you leave though, make sure you subscribe, and also if you like these kinds of videos, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Couple things before we get started. I am obviously not on a PR list. 2, I am obviously not sponsored. 3, I don't owe anything to Morphe or Jaclyn to give a raving review about anything, considering I work full-time, so I paid this with my own money. So let's just go ahead and get started into the review. I'll have a tutorial on this at the end because I think that's probably the least thing that anybody's interested in, but I'll have that at the end as like a voiceover. But we will just jump in and get started on the palette. Obviously it comes in this carton just like this. It has her spiel on the back and of course the cute photos of her as well, and then when you get it, it's in bubble wrap, and it is supposed to have a insert of the color names, but mine didn't come with it, nor did any of my friends, so I just printed them off. They have a PDF download, and I thought that was kind of I don't know, unprofessional almost, because I had to download the color names. And I'm sorry, I'm moving everything out of my way so I can have everything out. But I just feel we'll just get into that later. And then it comes in this cardboard packaging. Excuse my nails throughout this because I'm too busy to go get them done, and I didn't want to wait to get them done to do this, so don't talk shit about my nails. Thank you. And it obviously comes in the cardboard packaging. I think we all are familiar with how it looks, you know, the spiel. Let's just jump into a rundown of it real quick. For what I paid, it's $38, but you get 10% off if you use someone's Morphe code. I obviously did because I want to save some money, even though you only save $3.80 with the 10% off code. Taxes $2.99. Shipping is $7.95, and we'll talk about shipping in a minute. That's one of my qualms with Morphe. So my total is $45.14 at checkout. That's what you paid for this. If you live in California and you got standard shipping, that is what you end up paying for this palette if you use the code. So just know that I'm using the price with the 10% off code. With 35 shadows, they are $1.29 per shadow, and each shadow pan, if I did my math correctly, if I'm wrong, go ahead and comment that I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure each shadow pan is 1.6 grams each. So a little bit more than a MAC pan. And so that is the rundown with the price. The ingredients in this, I know she did mention this. It's not anywhere in writing or in her video, but I remember her talking about it on Snapchat. The ingredient list was supposed to be something entirely different, and it's not. It is the same ingredient list as the Bronze Mocha and Copper Spice palette. Everything is exactly the same. I don't care if people say there's different amounts. There's not different amounts. Ingredient lists are listed from the most of something to the least of something as ingredient wise. So they're the exact same formula as those eyeshadow palettes, and just for reference, those eyeshadow palettes are 25 colors each, and they're $33.98, which brings them to $1.95 per pan. They didn't have a gram online, so I wasn't able to compare grams, but just in case you don't want this palette and you want to see what the formula is about, the other eyeshadows are cheaper and obviously in stock. The normal 35O palette is $22.99, so obviously this one is more expensive. So that is the price breakdown on this palette. Pretty much, just depending on if you use the code, if you had to pay the California sales tax, which I think only if you live in California you had to pay that tax. Moving on, not only are the ingredients the exact same as those palettes, I wanted to point out one of the things I don't like about Morphe, and so I haven't purchased anything. I purchased one order and this is my second order from them, is that A, shipping takes way too long for me. I took 2 weeks for my palette to get here, and B, I think the shipping pricing is a little bit more expensive than other brands in this category. So more affordable brands, I think they have cheaper shipping, and I think Morphe has the most expensive shipping, and I'm gonna give you an example of what I mean by this. Morphe shipping is $7.95 standard, like flat rate ground shipping, and it ships UPS to USPS, which I hate, to be honest. I don't understand why we don't ship them USPS, because A, shipping's like $5, B, most of them are 2-day priority, but whatever. I'm not in the manufacturing industry or any of that stuff, so I don't know exactly why brands use that. But a shipping comparison to other brands, and this is why I kind of get a little irritated, is ColourPop, which is another affordable brand, flat rate shipping is $5.99. BH Cosmetics flat rate shipping is anywhere from $4.95 to $6.95. Juvia's Place is $6. Ulta and Sephora are $5.95 for flat rate shipping. And then Urban Decay, just as like a more high-end brand reference, is $8 for flat rate shipping. So I'm not really impressed with their shipping costs. I think they're a little expensive, especially since their shipping and handling times equaled 2 weeks till I got my palette. So, but whatever, that's just like a little like FYI for you guys. Here's palette. It's white, and if you saw my ColourPop Yes Please palette, you will know I hate white palettes. I think it's so pretty. Like, this is gorgeous, but I just know that I'm gonna get it dirty. It's not travel friendly. It's gonna get dirty. My hands, it's just gonna be a mess. I love the silver and the white packaging, but I just didn't think it was realistic. Another thing is, and it's just with Morphe palettes in general, I wish you could, I mean, you could bend this backwards, but I feel like you would really start breaking this part off. None of the Morphe palettes flip backwards, and I think this just takes up so much room on a vanity, especially if you're a makeup artist. This takes up too much room, and I wish the palettes, and I did a review on Morphe palettes like 2 years ago. My one thing is I wish the palette lids would fold underneath, because this is a lot of eyeshadow pans and just it takes up space. I don't really care for a mirror because, again, this palette is not something I would be looking into to do my makeup. I am a little bummed out that I had to print out this sheet, and obviously I did it from work because it's in black and white, but the sheet didn't come with mine, it didn't come with my friend, it didn't come with my other friends. So I think if you took the time to name these, especially since a lot of these mean something to her, I would have loved to see them labeled in here. Whew. There's your rundown. I'm gonna do swatches at the end of this video, so don't worry. My thoughts on this palette after I did this look today, I have played around with some of them, is this formula brand spanking new, and is it like revolutionary? No. Is it a terrible formula? No. It's a good formula. It's better than the other Morphe palettes I have. The 2 other Morphe palettes I have are, I like the formula in here. I think everything blends out very well. When I was looking at these lighter colors up here, where are they? These lighter colors up here, these are buildable. So that's, and I love that too, because I went in with the ColourPop Yes Please, and I thought something was going to be more of a transition shade, and when I kind of dipped my brush in and put it on, it was like color, and I was like, that's way too much color up at once. So I love that these are all buildable, and again, I think everyone's touched on this. I would have loved to see a lighter matte shade. I also would have loved to see more like a more cool toned transition shade. These kind of read warm to me and more of the orangey side. And we have these really pretty, it's not going to pick up the actual colors, but we have these really pretty cool tone, like smoky shades, but we don't have anything lighter that's cool tone to kind of blend those out. So today I had to use this one and this one, or no, this one and this one, and those still were a little too warm for me, but I mean, it didn't really end up mattering because I used these darker shades, but these ones, this one is a little too dark for a transition shade for me, so I would have loved to see a cool tone transition shade, but again, this is her palette, and these are all the colors that she obviously needs in her life, you know? The metallics, so far, they're nice. Like, they're gonna be the exact same ones as those, like, square palettes, you know what I mean? Like, they're nice, they're shiny, they are creamy. Are they the creamiest things in the world? No. Like, this palette is nice. I think when you pick this up, you're not gonna be disappointed. So this is very her. So if her style is you, you will love this. I think you should buy it if A, you are super, like a super Jaclyn fan, like you love her, you want to support her, you should buy it. You're not going to be upset about it. It is not that expensive for how many eyeshadow pans you get. If you love the look she does and you love, like, you gravitate to like the colors that she gravitates to, you'll love this because this is very much her in this palette. If you don't, like Jaclyn's not your favorite person, you kind of don't think you're gonna have FOMO over this palette, you already have like the 35 or something similar and you don't really care for those pops of colors and you basically have everything in your collection, it's probably gonna be okay for you. I mean, especially if you have those copper, those two palettes I said, the Copper Spice and Bronze Mocha, I feel like you could probably have a bunch of dupes for the metallic shades in here. I think there's mattes in there as well, I'm not sure. But you'll have some dupes for some of these colors in there. But I don't know, if you're international, I saw that the shipping charges were astronomical. Probably not, because this palette does not become an affordable palette anymore. But if you're international and you freaking love Jaclyn Hill, then of course you're not going to be disappointed and it's going to be worth the money to you. You're just going to have to keep in mind that no, these are not like revolutionary colors and they're not revolutionary. It's not even a new formula from the other new ones. She says they're pressed differently, but I don't know anything about if that matters or not. I'm just taking her word on it, so they are pressed differently according to her. But I mean, it's just up to you really. If you don't really care for this palette or Jaclyn, don't feel like you need to buy it, you're not missing out. But if you love Jaclyn, you love this, like I don't have a palette like this, strangely enough. I don't have the 35 or any of those Morphe palettes. Like I kind of skipped on those because I wasn't sure and I just hate paying the shipping and I hate waiting that long. So for me, I was definitely going to pick this up just because it's something different. So take those as you will. I think it blends nicely. These blend very nice. The shimmers are very nice as well. And I think it's an overall good palette for what you're paying. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump into swatches. How I'm going to swatch is, I'm not going to just dip my finger in the pan and like once and then swipe once. I'm going to apply these just like I would apply on my eyes. So I'm going to put a primer down. I'm going to swirl it in the palette, you know, with whatever brush I think is appropriate. And I'm going to like blend it out on my arm just because I think that's the most appropriate. Like that's how we're going to use these eyeshadows. We're not really going to finger swatch them. And we're not going to just like put one on our eye. Like I just want to properly swatch these the best that I can, the most realistic to how you're going to be applying them. Let's jump.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies. Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me so make it last forever. Stop in time. Yeah, I'm surrendering. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me so
So there were the swatches. I know I said I wasn't gonna do finger swatches, but I ended up doing finger swatches because a lot of the colors are really hard to get to show up with a brush. So I would definitely recommend Fix Plus or using your finger, because some of them, as you'll see in the, or as you saw in the swatches, they don't brush swatch very well. To start off, we're using the color MFEO as an all over base and transition shade, taking this pretty high up. And to deepen the crease and the transition, we're going to go in with the color Powder, and again focusing that on the outer corner and in the crease. For that pop of color, we're going in with Jada, and we're going to pack this on about half of the lid. After this, we're going to go in with Enchanted to kind of bring that green into the gray. And we're going to pack that on first in the middle and then use a blender brush and blend it out so it's very seamless. Going in with Abyss, we're going to focus this on the outer corner to smoke it out and just really using that blender brush to blend it all through. When we're done, we're going to grab that blank kind of transition brush we used to blend it all out. I didn't want this to just be green and gray, so I'm taking this color called Soda Pop. It's like this plummy color, and focusing this out on the corner and also winging out this entire look with it. And after that, we're just going to go back in with that green because I thought it kind of got lost. And then we're going to just kind of go down the line and just blend everything out using blending brushes. You can use any liner you want. I'm using the Jessie's Girl black liner. And I'm going to do a fatty wing and just, you know, wing it out. We're going to remove the tape, and then we're going to go ahead and do our inner corner highlight using Inlight. And we're going to do that on the inner corner and on the brow bone. I love this on the inner corner because it kind of did like a little ombre effect into that Jada color. It was so pretty. Lower lash line, I just used a pencil brush and I filled everything in with MFEO. And after that, I took the color Soda Pop and I focused this on the outer half to kind of deepen it out and kind of match everything. And then using a flat shader brush, I took Jada and placed that towards the inner, just kind of mimicking what we have going on at the top. And then I use a big fluffy brush and I just blend this all out so it's very smoky at the bottom. Using any gel liner you have, this is by Essence, I'm going to fill in my lower lash line and my tight line. Then we're going to use mascara, put on a coat or two. And after this, I'm going to put on falsies. These are by My Bold Face and they are called Big, Bold, Beautiful, I believe. They're gorgeous and super thin band. Oh my god, I'm obsessed. Keeping the lips simple, I'm going in with Peach Buff by Maybelline, I believe. It's a matte lip color. And then on top, oh god, that lip gloss smells so good. It's the Colorlicious Lip Gloss by CoverGirl in Melted Toffee. And there is the finished look. I apparently was feeling very inspired by my teal hair. And there you go. So that's it for my review. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe before you leave. I think that's all I have for right now, so I'll see you guys later. Bye!
Hold tight, hold tight.